see the way I'm sweating? It's all energy from Onyame Kesekrom. Africans, let's arise. Let's go back to our roots, because the root is where the plant will take the feed from to feed the whole plant. Let's come back home. My name is Nyansa Boakwa. Nyansa TV is here. Onyame Kesekrom is the venue. Remember, I talk a lot about spirituality, African spirituality, and any other form of spirituality. I talk about it. Today, I have a special guest all the way from the US of A, but he's an African. He has an African name. He came to Onyame Kesekrom to come and celebrate with us a big banquet all the way from USA. And you are here in Ghana, you are not here. He wants to share his experience, why he is doing what he is doing now, and why it is so important that Africa should rise again. Wherever you are watching us from, please listen carefully. Truth hurts, but if you listen, it will help you. I'll be right back. You're welcome, sir. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you also.
For how long have you been watching my channel?
About a month now.
Okay.
I just kind of stumbled upon it, you
Okay.
know, and I was very insightful. I didn't know such existed.
Whoa.
You know, and but I'm a dedicated fan.
Will you subscribe to my channel? Charlie, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
What's your name?
American name is Riney Blunt.
Okay.
You know, it's of French origin, but that's not important to me. But my African name it's a Yoruba name, Akin Ajamu Olubala.
Akim Ajamu
Olubala.
Olubala. From which state in Nigeria?
I'm not sure. That's an elder in the United States. He gave me the name, and before I could get very deep into it, he passed away. But he did tell me its meaning. It means he who fights for what is just for his people.
He who fights for what is just for his people.
Yes.
Do you see that in you?
Absolutely.
Do you see that name in you?
Absolutely. Unequivocally, yes.
Were you born in America?
Oh, yes.
Your parents born... Which area are you from in America?
It would be New Orleans, Louisiana. It's in the southern part of the United States. It's very temperate, and it's a majority black city, believe it or not. We have like a 58-60% black population.
Did your parents tell you your roots in Africa, where they came from, or you have no idea about that?
I had no idea.
Are they still alive?
No, my mother passed in 1996 and my father in 1973. Yes.
Okay.
But you know what? But I stumbled upon some old books, and one of the books was, it was about Ghana.
Okay.
And another book was about black history.
Okay.
You know, and there was this kind of like transfiguration.
Okay.
Upon reading them, and I drew a connection between I'm kind of like between the two, you know, and I was kind of like, this is my place of origin. You know, I've been fascinated for Africa ever since 12 years old. Okay. You know, and always that deep longing to go to Africa.
Wow. So is it your first time coming to the soil of Africa?
No, I came in 2012. Okay. Yeah, that was my first time. I came with a friend, but it was more it was more touristy. Oh, okay. You know, and but on the subconscious level, I think I was seeking spirituality. Okay. You know, and but that was a very, very insightful trip. You know, just the colors and the sounds and the sights. Yeah, you know what? My mother, she gave us a choice, basically. You know, kind of like, do you want to go to church or not go to church? And I chose not to. And that kind of led me on the path of studying different, vast array of philosophical ideas and stuff, you know. So, you know, you read everything from Karl Marx, socialism, to the German Nietzsche. You read all of these ideas, you know, that's what they were, ideas. They wasn't existential, experiential encounter with the divine. You know, they were just ideas, and I was looking for something with more substance to
So
it.
now tell me, how was your journey to spirituality? How did it all start?
It all started. It started with that identification with Africa, you
Okay.
know, and I said, what do they believe in my place of origins? Africa being a cradle of civilization, human beings being 250,000 years old. I'm kind of like, if I have pride as an African, what do Africans believe? And in just, that rejection of that white Jesus imagery, and white Jesus is divine, it never did suit me, it never suited me. And so that journey, so that started me a journey of study.
Okay.
Of Africa.
So it was normal reading, studied back to back.
Right. Reading, and also application of the readings,
Okay.
like
How do you connect the reading? How do you apply the reading? Maybe somebody want to learn from you.
okay, it's for me, it starts, the basic fundamental is creating an ancestral shrine, in which I have one, and then
You created an ancestral shrine.
yes, with rudimentary. I can't say it's with the sophistication that you all, but I started out with a rudimentary shrine and elemental shrines around the land that I have, and 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 once you ask the ancestors or honor them, it's a reciprocal relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked about insight about myself, the meaning and purpose of life, all those existential questions, being raised without a father. There's so many currents in the United States that could lead you astray, and so I just said, I want to honor my ancestors. I never want to do anything to degrade or make them suffer, because I understand.
What did you first do? Was it like you set an altar and
Yes.
you were pouring libation based on your readings?
Yes.
And how were you seeing results out of that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Results in the tangible world. That's the thing about it. We look for cause and effect, immediately. But sometimes it's a didactic thing. It's a learning experience, And so, I'd be faced with a situation. I ask the ancestors, and they'll lead me. They'll let me bump my head a few times, but then they'll like lead me to the person or the circumstance that that solved the problem. And I'm on a journey to discover my own personal divinity. I think man is divine.
What do you do for a living aside the spirituality?
Actually, I retired from the fire service in New Orleans, Louisiana, perhaps about 3 or 4 years ago.
3-4 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. So you are a fire officer.
Oh, yes.
By profession.
Yes.
But spiritually, you want to trade this African spirituality to that level.
Yes.
Now, you have experienced this for a period.
Yeah.
Now, why would you say that is the truth to spirituality? Your experience.
Yeah.
Why would you conclude that what I've seen is the truth? Because Christianity is saying that's the truth. Islamic is saying that is the truth. Why would you say yours is the truth?
Yeah, that there's two words in the English language just that best define my experience: ineffable and inexplicable. Both of those words kind of convey it's an experience that's beyond words. An encounter with a deep aspect of oneself.
Testimony that you can share.
Exactly. And you'll find that at the core of yourself, self is synonymous with love and synonymous with the divine, and to experience that directly, not as a philosophy, but to experience it direct existential experience of the divine, and it's joyous, you know. And then African spirituality give you guidelines, you know, like the Christians have the 10 Commandments, you know. You have guidelines to live by, you know, respect for one's elders, and a communal living, sharing of one's things and property, and just being, you know, being respectful and honorable toward all life all the time. Yes.
So you do you have a shrine in you? How do you practice your spirituality?
Yeah, so in America, you know, I since I've gotten older and a little more well-traveled and well-read, you know, it's gotten a little more profound as far as like daily libations.
You pour daily libation.
Yeah, whether it's cold water or alcohol, and then invoking. I use I don't know if you all know, but the system that most African Americans are well is Yoruba. You know, we encounter the Yoruba people, Yoruba language, and so invoking the ancestors, Yoruba, Omi Tutu, One Tutu, Ele Tutu, Tutu Egun, Kosiku, Kosiofo, Kosieo, Kosieron, you know, invoking them and opening that portal.
So if I ask you to pour libation with this water, I want you to be practical for us to see if it's the same as we used to do here. You're in America. You are typical American boy, grown, work, everything.
Yes.
You say you pour libation.
Yes.
Libation is typical African thing.
Yes.
Nobody taught you. How do you do? I want you to teach us how you pour your libation in America.
Yeah. And you would do. This is the steps you follow. And this is a Yoruba, of course. Omi Tutu. One Tutu. Ile Tutu. Tutu Egun. That's fresh water, fresh in the ancestors, fresh in the road, fresh in the house. You know, then, you know, prayer, Kosiku, Kosiofo, Kosiio, Kosi Arun, Kosi Fatibo, Kosi Alopa. That means, ancestors, may I not know sickness, may I not know death, may I not know obstacles, and so on, you know. And then one calls on one's elders and teachers, you know, Kinkan Mase, you know. Kojo, he's a teacher.
Kojo Bento.
Yes, Bentel. Kinkan Mase, Malodoma Some, he's a teacher, you know. And then one moves on to one's personal ancestors. I call upon my mother, Joyce Faye Blunt, and my father, Obidi Blunt, you know, and my, you know, and other deceased brothers and sisters and so on. Then you come around to Funmini Ere, Funmini Owo, Funmini Alafia, Funmini Ogbon, Funmini Akbara, Funmini Elera. Ere, Ashe. And then that's with the Fumini ancestors, bring me good fortune. Ancestors, bring me good luck. Ancestors, bring me joy. Ancestors, and Ere. Ashe. Oh, that's like the closing. Yes.
So, do you see? Do they visit you in dreams? After doing this, you see them. How do they communicate to you?
You know what? That's the thing. I think in America we look for quantity instead of quality.
Okay.
So this was like maybe about 10 years ago. We divide things into waking consciousness and dreaming consciousness, but there's a lot of levels in between. And so I had a visitation with my mother. I wasn't in this consciousness that we are now, but I wasn't asleep. It was somewhere in between. The most profound experience of the other world that left me breathless. The beauty of the other world, and also like the the joy of it. I mean, you just can't put it in the words. But you know what, and I kind of related to the experience I had last night.
Last night, I'll come to last night.
Yeah, I'm sorry that. Yeah.
You have traveled to Onyamekese Krom. How long have you been watching Sofukujo Bento?
I was introduced by my friend. We use the term friend, but he's more like a brother.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe about, I would say, 6 months ago.
So why did you decide to come to Ghana?
You know, you know, I could give you some logical, rational reason why I come to Ghana, but I think some choice was made.
I get it now.
Prior
I'm okay.
to,
I'm okay. I don't need the answer.
Yeah. So, but on a human level, just it's reconnecting with my roots, and it's as if some impulse from my ancestors, you know, said we never made the journey. You know, some healing needs to take place. You know. Go and find wholeness. You're fragmented now, so go and find wholeness.
Wow. So you came here to spend some days in Onyamekese Krom.
Yes.
Naturally, look at the environment.
Right.
How do you feel? What do you see?
Oh, yeah.
The shrines, everything you see.
The shrine, I mean, everything. You know what, I got a lot of work to do, I'll tell you that, you know, because the level of sophistication here is profound.
Than what you do in America.
Yeah, you know. In fact, I'll be very imitative when I go back to America.
You want to change your system?
Yeah, I want to change my
You have
system.
to pay for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. So what do you tell Sofukujo Bento?
Oh, yeah. One of those big words, archetype.
Wow.
Archetypal energy, natural leader. You know, I don't like to bestow a lot of flattery.
Did you travel?
Oh yes.
You did the soul travel? Did you travel?
From
the Onyamekese came down.
Ah, yes.
Did you travel
Yes.
too?
Yes.
How was the journey?
You can't put it in the words. You just can't put it
What
into
did you see?
words.
What did you see in your journey?
You saw idealized humans. You saw perfect human forms and geometrical symbols and
codes
in an environment lit by some kind of spiritual light. You know, a feeling of joy and depth and liberty. You know, those are the only words. You can't describe it. It's one of those things. You know, we're over rationalistic. We think we can define everything, but you just can't define. You have to do it.
Wow.
You have to experience.
So what will you tell Africans? You are African American. Mm-hmm. So what will you tell the typical African about our spirituality?
You know, there's the saying, all that glitters is not gold. You know, and you know, no insult to anybody, but you have to recognize what has been imposed on you by foreign elements. You know, Christianity and Islam are the two main systems in Africa, but you know, our ancestors didn't sit on this continent for hundreds and thousands of years and just twiddle their thumbs. You know, they investigated every aspect of existence, and they discovered what works and what doesn't work, what brings happiness, joy, and balance, and what brings fragmentation, pain, and suffering. And African spirituality is very, very sophisticated in that aspect.
Wow. I heard you're establishing a shrine in US.
Yes. Yes.
How?
Yes.
Are you a priest? Are you a KOMFO like you see here people? Are you a medium?
Yeah, you know, I think on the inner level I am. I worked in the fire service, but on an inner level, on an outer level, that's what I did to earn a living. But on an inner level, it's like a gravitational force that pulls me to those kind of things. You know, the study of ritual, the study of, you know, all of those kind of things. You know, and you know, and I have a plot of land there, and so, you know, you establish that personal altar. When family come, we do ceremony.
All the other ones
Family,
follow.
family primarily Christian, but something in them seemed to be awakening. You know, something seemed to be, you know, they're kind of imitative of me as far as like now my sister wants to come to Africa. You know, I mean, she didn't think much of Africa. A lot of Americans, I mean, it's almost like a chasm between the two. Seem like some find Africa repulsive, but others like me have an undying, unbreakable, unbeatable love for Africa.
Wow.
That the flame will never die, you know?
Your message to Africans, if anybody want to visit your shrine, is it open to all?
Yes.
If anybody want to consult you for any spirituality, is it open to everybody? How can we get in touch?
Yes. Well, I'll give you my information before we go. And, you know, the message to Africans is, you know, sort of like, you know, I know you all are very biblical. It's like the prodigal son who wanders away and experiences other things, but eventually he comes home. He comes home to what is native. You know, all that glitters is not gold, you know, and your fathers and your mothers have your best interests at heart. In Africa, you know, we have a continent to build. I tell my friend, where Africa goes, so goes us. We'll never be respected in the outer world till Africa is respected. We'll never be until Africa is respected. Like you can see Jewish Zionism, you know. They established their if you want to, I mean, that's a controversial thing, but they established something out of respect. They were being persecuted and you know, and subjugated everywhere. And that's what's happening in America.
Wow.
I'm wondering, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm wondering if we can fully convey our experience to you.
Okay.
Yeah, if you haven't had the experience, can we really convey the brokenness that we're experiencing? And so when you don't know your identity, then others can easily manipulate you. Yeah, but African spirituality introduces you to your identity in a profound way.
Before it's taken from you.
Yeah, and you know, and people try to impose an identity on you externally. You don't conform because you say that's not me. I'm not a gangster. I'm not a thug. I'm not a whatever. You know, you say I'm a man. I'm a human being.
Wow.
I'm a physical being. I'm a spiritual being having a physical experience. And when my time coming, when this body is exhausted, I'll lay it down, you know. I'll lay it down and return to the lands of the ancestors.
Wow.
And hopefully earn some good karma while I'm here, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Okay.
You've been a super time on this channel.
Absolutely.
And I hope to see you soon again in Ghana. Or as anytime you visit the US, we will visit you too.
Okay.
We'll visit your shrine and come and interview you there.
Absolutely. And Africa will be in my thoughts and prayers.
Yes, you have to. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye for now.
Okay.
Do not be afraid of the truth. Either you like it or yes, the truth will definitely be truth. Don't hide it. Don't sell it. Make sure you are standing for the truth. That is Africa for you. Thank you for joining me. You heard it yourself. I will not talk much. All the way in America, we came down to rediscover Africa, to come and travel on the spiritual journey. You should be here to see Big Akwesi there. So for, I salute. Bye for now.